Hi guys, so for this morning I have a doctor's appointment. Actually, two doctor's appointments. Um, I don't like hospitals, I don't like doctors, so I'm not really looking forward to this. But yeah, I don't have a choice. It's one of those things that have to happen. But doctor's appointment for this morning, and I can call it a day. Hopefully, I don't have to stay for long in the hospital. I have to waste time because don't really like hospitals or doctors or anything that's to do with not feeling fine. Yes. Oh yes, you guys, have you taken the vaccine? I took the vaccine. That was last week Monday, and by Monday evening, my body shut down. So it started with shivers in the ear. Okay, so I was advised to eat before taking the vaccine, but I couldn't eat. So I ate immediately after I got home and then took paracetamol. But by the time it was in the evening, it was it was not funny basically. It started with headaches, then shivers. I could barely sleep through the night. I think I was having fever on and off, on and off. I had my fever broke 3 times that night alone, and then I had like proper joint pains. I don't know if you guys also experience this when you have malaria, but like they all felt like malaria symptoms. Like my joints were aching me, and then the injection site was it was painful, and then it was just my hand was just heavy. I was shivering through the nights, and some points I'll be cold, at some points I'll be hot. It was just not a funny ordeal at all. Then the following day, I was still having the joint pains, but the fever stopped. But I was still shivering on and off. The fever stopped. Still had the joint pain. Then the injection site was still aching. Then it was warm. Like when I touch it, it's warm. Let me even see. Okay, it has stopped feeling that way, but it's still aching at the moment. And this is 1 week after. Still aching a bit, but yeah, that was pretty much all my symptoms from taking the vaccine. I still advise take your vaccine, but be prepared. It could go either way. You might feel the symptoms and you might not. So it's really a gamble and a game of chance. But yeah. So doctor's office soon, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Guys, I don't know. Okay, so first hospital appointment done. I have two follow-up appointments tomorrow. Uh, yeah, like this is the most seamless hospital process I've ever done. I will tell you guys the name of the hospital in the course of this vlog. They're not paying me, but I will do free publicity for them because what I hate hospitals, but like this has been seamless. I didn't waste time at all. I actually didn't spend up 30 minutes in the hospital thinking about it because I got to the hospital at 12 and it's currently 12:28 and I'm already driving out of the hospital. So it was pretty seamless. Saw a medical officer, he booked my appointment. I got immediate text messages after they booked my appointment. So it's like a proper system that seems to be working well. So yeah, so I'll let you guys know the outcome of tomorrow's appointment. So see ya. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is IYINMAMA. If you're new here, you're very, very welcome to the family. If this is your first time or tuning into my channel, you're very welcome. And I hope that you stay to the end. Okay. So before we get into today's video, right, the reason why I haven't posted for about past 2 weeks is because life has just been happening. Like you guys get to hear all about it in this video, but basically just been going through a couple of things, so I couldn't really focus on filming or basically I just could not sit down to film or edit. I just wasn't in that frame of mind to do anything. But yeah, we back on track. We're back. So let's get into today's video. From title of today's video, you guys might sort of have an idea
of what I want to talk about. So I didn't see my period for 5 months. So from December 2020 to June, yes, to May 2021, my period disappeared. I know I'm not pregnant. And it was as shocked as you guys was. Wow. I was as shocked as you guys. I was shocked. Wow. So I didn't see my period for 5 months, from the month of December 2020 to May 2021. So I saw it last in December, and up until May 2021, which was last month, I did not see my period. It disappeared on me. Okay, why did it disappear? What happened? What went wrong? I'm sure that you guys will be wondering. I was also wondering that month after month after month when the period decided not to come. Okay, so what happened? Prior to this 5 month stretch, right, that I didn't see my period, I used to go like 3 months and the period did not come, but then it will now finally come, right? So I went to see a gynecologist. I went to the hospital. I was referred to a gynecologist who I saw. So when I saw, the gynecologist was a guy, by the way. So when I saw this man, he was just very nonchalant about the whole thing. Like, I get that it's not your life, but still, right? He was just basically very somehow about the entire thing. He told me that I was overweight, that my BMI says I'm overweight. I should go and lose weight. That's what he said. I should go and lose weight. Then he prescribed a hormonal injection for me, which I took that day. And then he said it would induce my period, right? So after the injection, a couple of days after, I think about 5 days after, I saw my period. So he was like, well, after I see my period, I should come back to the hospital for some more tests. Of course, I don't like his attitude, so I not go back to the hospital. First of all, I don't like hospitals. Like, I have my anxiety levels like spike when I'm in the hospital. I don't like hospital. I don't like doctors. Apologies to all the doctors that might be watching this video, but I don't like. Maybe if I meet you outside, I can like you. But you see, as far as I'm meeting you in the hospital, I didn't really like doctors. So I clearly didn't go back for a follow up, and I just went about my life. I think the following month after I took the injection, I had my period. Then the month after that, it didn't come. The month after that, it didn't come. The third month, it now came. Then that was when we now went on the 5 month stretch where the thing was like, okay, girl, I'm not really gonna show up. Mother Nature doesn't have a letter to send to you this month. So, of course, I was scared. I was paranoid. But I'm like, I kept postponing going to the hospital, postponing. So, finally, I decided to be a big girl and go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. I saw a general practitioner first who asked a couple of questions. Then he now referred me to a gynecologist. So I saw a gynecologist. So when I saw her, she asked a couple of questions. She asked about my family history, if there was anybody in my family that also had such issues, and I gave her answers to all of those questions. And then she told me to go for some tests. So there were two tests I did. I did a hormone profiling, so that's like a blood test, and then I did an abdominal pelvic scan, basically an ultrasound. So yes, that ultrasound, the blood parts, okay. Yes, I have really tiny veins. So when they're about to draw blood from my body, my veins always disappear. Like, they're tiny on a normal day. When you now take blood, it just do usually move on of his own accord and disappear. But thankfully they were able to do this one. It was fast and sharp. It was just once, and she took 2 vials of blood. And when I saw her bring out two, I'm like, okay, maybe she'll bring out that one, just maybe for somebody else, just in case. Then she filled the first one. And then I asked her that, is she feeling the second vial too? And she's like, yes. I'm not exaggerating. The vial was like this long. You guys have gone to the hospital. You know what the vials that they use to collect blood look like. It was long. And I'm like, why do you need that much of my blood just to run a test? But okay, they took the blood and I went on my merry way. I went home. And then I had to go the following day for the ultrasound scan. So if you haven't done an ultrasound before, the way it works is that you have to be pressed for them to be able to do the scan, right? So your girl doesn't like drinking water. I'm trying to change my rules. I don't like drinking water. But that day, that very faithful day, I had to drink 2 bottles, almost 3 bottles of water before my bladder decided that, okay, I've had enough water. I want to go and pee now. So
I have to want to pee before they can do this test. So I'm taking 2 bottles of water, and you guys, my bladder is full, so I'm just waiting for them to call me so that I can do the test and go and pee. Because yo, I want to pee. I want to pee. I want to pee. I want to pee. I want to pee.
when I was pressed, I went to meet the guys in the lab. So they did the scan. So while they were doing the scan, they were telling me what they were seeing and what the possible diagnosis was going to be. But of course, I still had to go back to the gynecologist for her to give me her diagnosis. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit before I give you guys the doctor's diagnosis. So when I do have my periods, right? So when it goes the 3 months long journey and comes back after the third month and I have my period, they're usually really painful. So it's like the pain that I not feel in the first month, second month, and then when I third month, I'm gonna feel everything at the goddamn same time. Sorry, my camera stopped recording. Okay. So yes, as I was saying, when I do have my period after it has gone on for like 3 months without me seeing my period, the pain that it comes with, right? It's like the pain that I didn't feel in the first month, second month, and now third month. I feel everything together. So it's like massive pain. So on a normal note, I have like when I used to have regular periods, they used to be painful. Still have painful periods, they're painful. I didn't usually used to take painkillers. In most cases, I just sleep it off. So if you see me taking painkillers when I'm on my period, just know that that pain is very high up there. So those are the only times I take painkillers when I'm on my period. But you see, when it goes on the 3 month stretch and I don't see it, when it comes, nobody is to beg me to take the painkillers. Nobody. I will steady take the painkillers like on my own. I'll gotta take it by myself. So yes. So that's one. Okay. And then secondly, some of the symptoms I started noticing when I started having breaks in my period was that I started having a lot more facial hair and a lot more chest and abdominal hair on your body. Basically, your male hormones are spiking higher than your female hormones. So those are sorry, that's also one of the things that they tend to check for in the hospital. Then I noticed that I also gained a lot of weight. Right. So prior to now, I'm currently a size 8, size 10. It depends, but like a size 10-ish. So prior to now, I used to be a size 6. So I flew from a size 6 to a size 10 in the space of about 2 years plus. Yes. So it was a gradual, steady increase. I just thought, okay, it's all the weight that everybody has been praying for me to have that I'm finally gaining. But little did I know that there was something up. So I think that's enough history for you guys to be able to correlate what the doctor told me. So when I went back to the gynecologist after the test. So when she saw the test, she was like, okay, so she can give an actual diagnosis now after examining me physically and then seeing test results. So she said, I have a condition that is called PCOS. A lot of us might be familiar with what PCOS is, because I think the statistics is that 1 out of 10 women have PCOS. And the funny thing is that a lot of people don't know that they actually have PCOS. It's not a death sentence. You can learn to manage it, you can learn to live with it and be fine with it. PCOS is polycystic ovary syndrome, right? And like I said before, the statistic is that about 1 in 10 women have PCOS, but most people don't really know that they do now. So what does having PCOS entail? Okay, so basically it just means that you're not ovulating as you should, you're not completing your menstrual cycle as you normally should. So what happens is that every month an egg is released, and then if it's not fertilized, your body flushes it out as blood as your period. So that's what happens. But then for women with PCOS, it doesn't happen that way. The egg might not even form at all, or even if it forms, it now becomes cysts, right, that keep accumulating. So when I did the ultrasound, the person that did ultrasound was showing me the amount of cysts that had formed. They were small, they're just really tiny. To be honest, you will hardly be able to interpret the scan when you're looking at it. But it's their job, they went to school for it, they're being paid for it, they understand how to interpret it. I was just looking at like black screen and plenty dots here and there. But I was trying to explain that okay, these are the cysts that have formed, basically eggs that have not been fertilized, or just your body doing what it's not supposed to be doing because it's supposed to release the egg. Okay. Now, so some of the symptoms of PCOS that I had was the excess facial hair, body hair, and also gaining extra weight. Although the weight is in some of the right places, but let's get past that. I was gaining weight that I wasn't supposed to be gaining. So that's what happened with me. So what did she do? She placed me on plenty drugs. I do not like to swallow drugs, but yes, the amount of drugs that I've swallowed in the past 1 month, heaven help me to flush my system out. So there was one that she placed me on for 10 days. For the safety of all of us that are watching this video, I will not mention the name of the drug so that you don't go and self-diagnose. Please, if you have any symptoms that are similar to the ones I have mentioned that I had, please go and see your gynecologist. Okay. So she placed me on a particular drug for 10 days, and then she said about 2 to 3 days after I stopped taking the drug, I will see my period. Lo and behold, I finished taking the drug on a Thursday night, and then by Saturday evening, my period said hello with a vengeance. It's a very strong vengeance, you guys. It was painful. So, like, clearly, all pain that I know feel month 1, month 2, 3, 4, 5, by the end of the 5th month, I felt everything at the same time. So it was really painful, but my period came after that, and it spanned for the number of days it was supposed to span. Normal flow, and everything was okay. So she said after I finished the first one, I should start a new one. So I'm currently still on the second set of drugs that she gave me, and then I'm supposed to go for a follow-up after I finish taking the drugs. Yes, I'll definitely go for that follow-up because I like my current gynecologist. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, she listens, and then she's all right. She's not judgmental. I'm not really saying anything, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so in essence, what am I saying? If you have irregular periods, if you notice that all of a sudden you have facial hair that didn't used to be there before. Like even after you hit puberty, it didn't used to be there. What else? So gaining weight. Actually, you guys, another thing is that most of the weight you'll be gaining is abdominal weight. Is in your tummy. It's going to your tummy, your lower abdomen. So you're going to have what you call a hormonal tummy, right? So if you notice that you're having any of those symptoms, if you're gaining weight, you're having a hormonal tummy, irregular periods, what else? Facial hair, chest hair, abdominal hair, please, 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 please see your gynecologist so that you can know if everything is okay or if you need to be placed on drugs or they need to check out what's going on. Excuse me. But please, please, please see your gynecologist. Also, I feel like we have a really bad culture in Nigeria because as soon as you hit puberty, you're actually supposed to have regular visits with a gynecologist. It's not until you figure out that something is wrong with your body that you're supposed to go and see a doctor. You're supposed to have regular checkups, regular visits to go and see your gynecologist as soon as you hit puberty so that they can monitor everything that is going on with your body. Also, please study your body. I feel like a lot of women actually do that. You know your body, so you know when certain things are going wrong. You know when you probably maybe do something and how it affects your body, whether positively or negatively. But please study your body, know your body. Yes. Generally be in tune with yourself. That's basically what I'm saying. So I hope that you guys have been able to pick one or two things from this video. Hope that you learn from my experience. And don't wait until 5 months before you go and see a gynecologist because your period has disappeared. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. I'm saying it now. Don't be like me. But yeah, hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you waited till the end. And I also hope that if you waited to the end, you've subscribed and then you've also hit the notification bell so you know every time that I post a video. I love you guys and I'll see you guys in my next video.